up? What's up? Merry Christmas, people. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What are you doing on this Christmas day? What are you doing on this Christmas day? We are waiting for a couple things to happen. It's a show that I usually watch every day. Anton Daniels. So he's hasn't posted what time he's coming on, but he usually comes on about 3 o'clock my time. So it's about another 45 minutes. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys playing later today at 4 p.m. my time. So we're definitely looking forward to that. So get in there, people. Get in there. Who's up doing what? I need to know what people got for Christmas. What people got for Christmas. So you see my shorts up there from this morning's ride. Man, the things that the ups and downs of life, man. So anyway, let's pull up something we're really looking for. Is the green screen we're looking for? Yep. We got to talk about this moment here. This moment here. So this is Matthew Vanderpool. Unfortunately, I can't slide the screens over, but the above picture is Matthew Vanderpool. Can I make myself smaller? No, I can't make myself. So the above picture is Matthew Vanderpool and Wout van Aert. As you can see, that's Rod van Vandelen, and that's in 2020. And he lost to a Dutchman in the national championship jersey. And then below, we got Wout van Aert again. Fast forward to today, 2025. And he lost to a Dutchman in the Dutch national championship jersey. But it wasn't Mathieu van der Poel this time. It was Thibaut Del Grasso. And Thibaut Del Grasso is, he's a different type of rider. He's not all, he just, even if you watch the way he rides, it's very relaxed and calm. Even when everyone else is stressed and going for it and it's kicking off, he still seems relaxed and yeah, just chilled. And got a chance to meet him. I think it was 2 years ago in Dublin, 2023. He was still, well, he is still under 23, and he is the other. He's the under 23 world champion in the cyclocross. I think it's just in cyclocross, but he does race in the elite, and he was racing in the elite in this race, and he pipped Wout van Aert at the line. And as you can see, Wout van Aert again pipped at the line by Mathieu van der Poel 5 years prior to that. It's crazy, by a Dutchman in the national championship kit. But just one is on the road and one is cyclocross. But that's crazy. Yeah, so Wout spoke highly of Thibaut Del Grasso as he's a classy young man and he's got a lot of stuff going for him. Thibaut Del Grasso, if you go through on my channel on the shorts, you'll see a little interview, and I actually have a whole video of talking to Thibaut Del Grasso as well. You know, talking about what it was like being in Dublin, the course and everything. Yeah, really cool, really chill guy. So that's Thibaut Del Grasso, pips Wout van Aert at the line, and yeah, it was something to see. What we're gonna get on to next? Next is I need to say, is it this one? Well, it's not morning any morning, but it was supposed to be good in Morgan, but I think it's good in oven. And Hovel E Vandag, and how are you today? Hovel E Vandag, Hovel E Vandag, how are you today? Good in oven, good in oven. So I'm learning Dutch. So bear with me. If you know Dutch, say something in Dutch. Type it in Dutch or whatever. Even if you go to the internet and you look up something, but don't make it complicated because I'm just learning. So good in oven, hoe wel je vandaag, and I hope everyone had a beautiful Christmas and had a happy Christmas. But on the cover photo, this guy, Oscar Unley. Oscar Unley had an amazing season last year. I hope, because it's happened with other riders where they have a really good season where it shows like they're really going to do something, and then they go to another team and expectations is launched upon them, and then once these expectations are launched upon their shoulders, then I guess, for lack of better words, it all falls apart. But he's going to Ineos Grenadiers from DSM, This was when DSM colors were the sick. I love this color design for DSM, the orange and white, and then they changed to that old dark color jersey. I didn't like that. I thought that was horrible. But this jersey was pretty sick. But Oscar Onley, he's going to Ineos Grenadiers, and I think like I think he's going to ride the tour for them, but then they also have Egan Bernal, so I think it's going to be a matter to see who's going to be able to cope and get up on the podium and do that thing. I think Oscar Onley is riding a bit better than Egan Bernal, but we'll see because Egan Bernal has been on the man ever since he had his crash. He hasn't been the same. So we're hoping, keeping our fingers crossed, that Egan Bernal is going to get back to that get that back to that place where he was. Sorry. Oh, what's it? Oh, Savage Lakes Cup. Oh, Savage Lakes hat. Anyway, when you talk a lot, you gotta keep it so you could keep talking. But anyway, Egan Bernal is he's going to be on Indians Grenadiers, so it's going to be a thing. They, I don't know, because Egan is still he still looks strong. He looked good last season, but he didn't look stellar like he's done in the past. But then you got Oscar Onley coming along. Is Oscar Onley on a steady rise? If Oscar Onley's on a steady rise, then Egan Bernal will play second fiddle to Oscar Onley. But if Egan Bernal is actually getting back into shape. So then they're gonna have that thing like who's going to be the one that they're riding for in like the Grand Tour. So what Grand Tours are they gonna ride? Are they gonna have one for the Giro, one rider for the Tour, one rider for La Volta? We'll see, but it's a really I'm happy for Oscar going over to Ineos. It's a bigger team. It's going to be better support. You got guys like Filippo Ganna that could get the pace up and make sure he stays in contention if he needs to chase back something so that he's there for the climbs or whatnot. But it's a big move for Oscar Only. Happy to see him going over to Ineos Grenadiers, and where he's going to be able to handle his business and possibly get some better results and get up on the podium. And Miguel, my man Miguel, he is now because he's got some doping allegations on him and he's denying them, saying, whatever. So in the meantime, while he's can't ride his bike, what's he doing? He is so Schleicher, I think that's a Dutch word for a butcher. So he's working in a butcher shop, and to be honest, like this is a really cool job. I mean, I don't eat meat that much, but I hardly, it's been months since I had meat, but like this is a cool job. I mean, just when you're just like we like guys who like cutting and carving and it's all like crafting and stuff, slicing that meat up to either it's like finely thin sliced or the right cut and all of that stuff. So that's cool. But anyway, Miguel is in the butcher shop in the time being until his stuff gets sorted out, and that is that. But at Super Prestige, just realized that holds is a Zoden, is Holden Zoden recently. So here you have Thibaut de Grasso on top of the podium. Next thing you can't quite make him out is Walt Bernard, and on the right side of him, on his left, okay, on Thibaut de Grasso's right, you got Walt Bernard, and on Thibaut de Grasso's left, you got what's his name, Michael Van Toornhout. And Michael Van Toornhout, I don't know how to judge him. I don't know whether he's going to be on fire because sometimes he gets on the front and the boy is just fast and he drops everybody. And the next thing he's in a race with Matthew Van Der Poel and he's sitting on Van Der Poel's wheel the whole time. And then next time he's in a race and he's like, finishing down in 10th, 11th, 12th spot. So he's a mixed bag. His I don't know, these guys that do race a lot, it is pretty intense the cyclocross season. So to expect them to be able to like stay on top of it, like race after race, you're asking a lot. But I mean, he's a strong rider. I've seen him ride amazing, and then you see he just flip flops with his results. So anyway, that's in the middle, Thibaut Grasso, the winner of this recent cyclocross race, which was 2 days ago, the Super Prestige and Holsten, Zolden, and we're gonna not go to Poggi just yet, but this is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, like all of the stuff I look up on ChatGPT. So I talked about Swift, talked about like my hats. You can see my hat there, and what else is there? There, oh, in my cup. So it's supposed to have this on it, but it doesn't. It should have this, but it doesn't. So like ChatGPT was cool, and then you can see the book there. That's me learning Dutch. That's pretty cool. Like it just gave her a little synopsis of all the things that I've been working on. So I just wanted to share that. Um, Fen Van Empel. So we can't make out the whole picture of Fen Van Empel. Okay, here we go. This is about a picture of Fen. So this is Fen Van Empel. She rides for Visma Lisa Bike, the same team that Wout Van Aert rides for, but she rides for the ladies. And she has said that she's just calling it a day. Oh, she's calling it a day. She's she's to me it just says like she's had enough, man. She just had enough, and I think it's the uh, compilation of the pressures of like the press. I think it's more so the press than anybody. It's definitely more so the press, and the press can be very depressing, and it's not. I can see it. I mentioned this even with her with I think it's Sailing Carmen Alvarado and a few other riders like I've gotten to interact with. Like I've gotten to interact with Lucinda Brand and just a couple other riders, but you can tell that they are just stressed with everything that's going on. And Van Van Empel said, you know what? Enough. Van Van Empel said enough, and she's called it a day. And then she said she'll take it up on the 1st of January, what she's going to do for 2026. And we'll wait and see. And I think she should take as long as she needs because she's definitely fallen out of love. That's my interpretation. She's fallen out of love with the sport. And I hope to see Fan Van Empel get back into the sport and show that same passion we saw about 2 years ago, where she just wanted to be in the race. She just wanted to win. And it was really competitive between her, Peter Sealer, Cinder Brand, and Sailing Carmen Alvarado. But she's just not enjoying cycling anymore. And you can see that. And there's a couple of races that she did this year. You can just see, like, when she left the race, or was it in an Ordinard? When she quit the Ordinard race, I was like, you could just see, and someone was speaking to her and asking her, and she was just like shaking her head. She didn't even verbally speak. She's just like shaking her head, like, I had enough of this, and she just didn't want to. She just didn't want to race, and you can't, and in a sense, you can't blame these athletes because, man, they just put so much pressure, and they don't even allow them to race. So let's go to Poggy. Poggy. Um, we know that Poggi is going to be. He wants to win Milan to see San Remo, and I think Milan San Remo is just going to be fire this year. Oh, so sorry. Get up at 2 o'clock every morning, and then he wants to win Roubaix. I think he had a good chance to win Roubaix, but I don't think he would have won Roubaix this year, because uh, Matthew was right there with him the whole time, and I think Matthew has a bit of a better kick, and I think Matthew would have won that sprint. So I think they would have rode to the line together had Poggi not run over the bars. And even if they would have rode to the line together, I think Matthew would have, won that sprint battle unless Poggi would have been able to drop him somewhere. But I don't see that happening because they were evenly matched. Man, what is going on? And then Milan de San Remo, I think the UAE boys, if the UAE boys get into is it the Cipressa? If they get into the Cipressa organized, because you saw what happened this year when they went, they weren't organized. They had Niels Pollitt on the front, but then when Niels Pollitt came off the front, um, oh my goodness, what is his name? He had to come from so far back and drag Poggi up. Now, had they all been on the front and been well organized, and as Isaac Del Toro would have been second in line, then followed by Jonathan, I think it's Jonathan Navarez, that's his name, followed by Jonathan Navarez, then man, no one would have stood a chance because the speed would have been so high, it would have just destroyed everybody, even Van der Poel and Top Gunner. it would have just destroyed that. So I think if if the boys from UAE get it right this year and really put the smackdown on the Japressa like they tried to do this year, man, it's gonna be trouble for everybody else. It's gonna be trouble for everybody else indeed. Um, they're already talking about Poggy and his greatness and everything, but I feel like the amount of hate that comes from the commentators, like you can't deny it. You can't deny it that there is a level of hate for him that it's like they are like they're upset at Poggy because he's winning. Is that crazy? Man, I don't know. It's early in the afternoon and I'm yawning like this, but it's crazy that like if you disagree or you agree, let me know. But I think the amount of I wouldn't say hate, but not so positive comments that Pogacar gets when he is in a race. Because if you listen to the commentators, they're always saying, um, like when he went down in the tour, and the Shimano mechanic helped him up, and he got back the next day. Everybody was like saying, "Oh, how's Pogacar? We're looking to see if he's okay." They were looking for something to be wrong. They was hoping for something to be wrong because that was the only way that Jonas or anybody else was going to be able to compete. And instead of like saying, "Oh my goodness, he's actually doing all right. Nothing looks wrong with him," they were on the opposite side of that spectrum, and they were trying to think of all the scenarios why he wouldn't be doing well. It's like they were trying to talk the failure into existence. Like they wanted something to happen to. But we did come to find out that he did hurt his knee, and which is the reason he wasn't riding as aggressively for the last few stages. So that was unknown to the public because he did go to the hospital. I can't remember which rider talked about it. Uh, like just a little while ago this year talked about how like he went to the hospital to get his knee checked out, and he just basically wrote within himself so he wouldn't lose any time, and that's the reason why he didn't really go for any stages on the last few stages. But he was you know he just wasn't impressed with, because, and then when I'm listening to the commentary and they got to the climb where he blew up and Jonas won the tour and that climb where he blew up, and they kept saying, "Oh, this is the climb where Bogey blew up," and they was like they're hoping for him to blow up so Jonas could have a chance to win the race instead of Jonas just outright winning the race and dropping him like Poggy done on stage 4 or 5 when Jonathan Navarez went to the front. It's just ridiculous and just turned up an inferno of a pace, and just destroyed everybody. Where he put 2 minutes into where Pogacar put 2 minutes into Jonas. So it's like we want to see Jonas win like that. We don't want to see Jonas win because something happened to Poggy's bike or something or whatever. We and if you just when the racing and the mark my word, when the racing starts, watch and listen to the commentators. If you get to listen to the commentators when they're talking about Pogacar, it's like the boy is talented. He's just like he's just amazing, and they don't praise him for the amazing athlete he is. It's like it's not enough. Like you need to. It's like they want him to fail rather than fail. But then like I'm gonna segue to Isaac Del Toro. Well, I meant to talk about Derek G next, but we're gonna segue to Isaac Del Toro. And the reason we're segueing into Isaac Del Toro is because Isaac Del Toro is being championed as next in line. I think he's next in line as well. I think Isaac Del Toro is next in line. Uh, I'm not sure what language that is from Eduardo Dominguez. So I guess that's Spanish, or it looks like it. But um, Isaac Del Toro is definitely up next, and it's been touted that the UAE are not gonna let him ride the Giro. He's gonna ride like lieutenant, like his like Pogacar's main lieutenant for for the tour. And the reason, more than anything, is to protect him from all the speculation and all the pressure, like all the pressure he got this year at the Giro. And I think if he would have won the Giro, then people would have been like putting him in place of Pogacar and saying that, it's is there going to be some infighting or whatnot? And that's just not that's not Isaac Del Toro's nature. He's not going to fight anybody or bicker or whatever. I think Del Toro is going to just take care of the business and do what he needs to do. And I think he's going to be when his turn does come around. He's still young. He's got a lot more time to develop and become that rider. He is going to become that rider. He is next up, and I think it's perfect what UAE is doing, where they're bringing him along so that when Poggy's ready to give it a day, and I think Poggy's going to give it a day a lot sooner than most people think, because he can feel like the negative that I listen to, I can hear it, and then when you watch his face, it just doesn't like that first like 2 to 3 years ago. He just doesn't sound and look as happy, and it's just, man, it's a lot, man. I mean, the pressure is crazy. The pressure is like, and it's a lot, and I know he's tired of it because I'm tired of it. I just want him to race his bike and like then stop talking so negatively about him and let the man race his bike. So what we're gonna go on to next really quickly. Oh, sorry. While I'm looking for the next thing to pull up, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. So I need to know, what is your thoughts on the new NSN jersey? This is the team that Biniam Gourmet is going to be riding for. And what do you make of this jersey? Do you like the jersey? You know, I at first when I first saw it, I was like, but I keep seeing it, and it's not as ugly to me as when I first saw it. When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? But it doesn't seem as ugly as when I first saw it. So we'll see when it sits in the peloton. I really know that it's going to be easily identifiable. And yeah, so there's a guy, he's got a store in the States, and it's called Jeffrey Cycling. And his Jeffrey's jersey is similar to this. Jeffrey did his jersey first. So I just did a little joke on Instagram saying, Jeffrey, I think these guys stole your design. So that does look a lot like Jeffrey's jersey. But I was saying that Biniam, I don't know, I'm not quite sure as to like I'm ready for better at it. I'm not quite sure like what it's gonna be like or how it's going to go for Benny at DSM. They said they've got a team built that's going to be built around him so that he can do his thing. But we'll see when it comes, when the season starts. Will they start in Mallorca like he usually does? Because usually when he starts early in Mallorca, he tends to go good. If he goes good in Mallorca in the early spring, late winter, spring, early spring races, then he generally does pretty good for the rest of the year. So we'll see. I'm a bit skeptical about the NSN only because they are still, for lack of better words, they are still um, they're still going to be in the hearts and minds of people going to say there is your Premier Tech. But we will see. So there's been a bit of a change with UAE. So the jersey has changed just a bit. So we see. So they've just changed the design just a little bit. I like it actually. It's still like essentially they're mostly white with black accented with black and red. And the way they've done it, it's cool. I like what they've done. So give a thumbs up for the UAE jersey. It's looking good, Charlie. It's looking good. Um, the thing we have to talk about is Ineos Grenadiers jerseys. Whoa. The jersey itself is pretty. I think the jersey itself is pretty sick. But then when you add in like the either off white or gray shorts, it's like, it just looks real 80s, 90s like, and it just like, so I don't know who was behind the design, but it was said that um, it was said that what was I gonna say? I was talking about this jersey. Gosh, my head just went. Uh, in his credit is I can't remember what I was gonna say, but I was saying like I do like the jersey. I don't like the combo, the shorts combo, how it goes together. Some people have mocked up pictures where they've done a black shorts and an orange short, and both of them look sick. So I don't understand why they don't go with that. If you please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel. But the Ineos Grenadiers jersey, what's your opinion about it? I mean, I like the jersey, not feeling the shorts. No, not feeling the shorts. We will see. I mean, they're going to be one of those teams that's going to be easy to spot in the peloton, which is the nice thing, which is the cool thing. You're going to be like, oh, 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 oh. You're going to see them right there. So yeah, that's Ineos Grenadiers. We got a couple more things to touch on before we get up and out of here. Have you seen Avatar? My goodness, that movie, that Avatar 3 was sick. Sick, 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 sick. The last person we're going to talk about is my man, Derek G. Now, Derek G, because of all the protests against the team, he actually quit the team before anybody else. Like, he just quit and said, I'm done, I'm heading up. And then the team was trying to sue him for breach of contract, but he didn't care. But, he was just worried about his safety. And it's like, yo, safety first, and it's the reason why he did what he did. But apparently he's going to track. He's been seen in the track training camps, but we will see. We think that he's riding for track, so Derek G looks like Derek G is going to be good enough with the track. He won't be like the top contender, but he will be pretty high ranked up, and I'm pretty sure he'll be unleashed for the smaller stage races. So track have got a pretty well balanced team, and they're going to be looking good with the addition of Derek G. So Derek G. And then let me see the last thing that we want to where are we to? Just trying to find the picture. Oh sorry. Oops, 2:45. Alarm's going off. Let me see. It should be I think I have one more thing I want to talk to you about before I get up and out of here. Unless somebody wants to chit chat about something. Nope. So I guess I do like in the back of my mind I wanted to mention Lance Armstrong and not being part of adventure cycling, and basically he's asked to remove his logo from them and not be a part of them because people were afraid of the backlash they will get. I think that's bollocks, So I mean, everyone else is profiting, and everyone else pretty much did the same thing that he was doing, but he's the only one that's being penalized for it. It is not fair, really. It is not fair at all. So that's the what's going on with who's that? Lance Armstrong and adventure cycling. So it's going to be a new team like coming out from the U.S. and they're George Shinkapi is running it, and he's hoping to take it to a world tour team level status. But they still can get invited to some of the bigger races and attend some of the bigger races. What I think they will do, indeed, indeed, indeed. So we gotta find out one more. The little, yeah, me again. Gotta find one more thing. Everything else is old. Um, that Tobias Muller is going to track. Mm, just trying to find this picture to end this. So sorry. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, Cycle course has been really, really interesting. Lucinda Brand is just racking shop with the ladies. You got Anik van Alphen, who's doing really well. Anik van Heiden also doing very well. You've seen our sailing Carmen Alvarado come back and get on the podium. And she missed much of the season. Almost like she's been out for about a year, but she didn't do he didn't do too bad. She got on the podium, so the form is coming. She's getting back into shape. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see. That's the ladies sailing, and then the men. The men is a toss up. You don't know who's going to be winning. So yeah, Tebow winning this week. Yeah, Matthew winning weeks in a row. And before that, you had Michael Van Thornhart and a different rider. So the men's race is a little bit more open, and that's just what it is. So where are we? Just trying to get back to the top. Yeah, so we are back. I was looking for pictures. That's why I was going. So we are gonna call it a day. Like I said, please hit the like button. If you haven't, please hit the like button. That's the least you could do. Hit the like button. We're gonna subscribe from there. We're gonna call it a day, and hopefully I don't fall asleep watching my man's TV show. Alrighty, people, I'm out. Hope that was good. I tried to cover as much as I could. Um, This is my little fake poster I made because I have a dream that one day Bermuda will have its own velodrome and be able to host uh, like major international competitions. And this is what my velodrome would look like. Where are we? Um, let's see. Is that video gonna play? No, but it will be the Bodyford Velodrome. And this is the crazy thing. Bermuda is that place where if you do something that no one else has done or not doing, not one person supports or believes in you. You get a few, like, I won't say not one person, but I mean, you really get few and far and in between the people that support what you think, can happen. And at the minute, like me even talking about this, people are like, it's a waste of time. I even had a good friend of mine, I posted, he's way back on Facebook. That's never gonna happen. But we'll see. In my lifetime, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get the Bodyford Velodrome inside of Bermuda. We're gonna get this Velodrome inside of Bermuda, believe you. And yeah, that's about it. People, that's about it. If you haven't hit the like button, remember hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're about to be out. And if you missed the whole thing, you're gonna have to play back. We had some interesting topics in it today. So maybe I'll go live again tomorrow. Um, maybe I'll probably take a nap before I do as well. But yeah, so let me see if I can find a better picture of the velodrome. Uh, here we go. It's a better picture of the velodrome. Still, you can only see so much. Let me get out of the way. And then my cycling shorts come into the thing when I get out the way. So why Bodyford? Because Bodyford was like one of the first riders to really do well competing internationally. I mean, the guy was just tremendous. And the island definitely didn't do enough for him so that he can prosper, build the sport, and then lead other youths. But that's just how Bermuda does. And it's going to be up to me to, like, if I think this can happen, I have to go and make it happen. I have to put the money together for infrastructure. And if I do all of that myself, um, I'm going to bring in people to construct the velodrome because we have no one in Bermuda to ever build the velodrome. Now the roof, we definitely need Bermudian labor to do that because if you can see the roof, you can't see up close. But the design of the room is the roof is very detailed. It's Bermuda limestone. It's a lot of limestone, but I think it's enough there. And yeah, that's the Bermuda velodrome, Bermuda Bodyford velodrome in Bermuda. So, if it's the last thing I do, we're gonna make that happen. So, fingers crossed. That's my Christmas wish and gift. That's gonna be my Christmas wish and gift to everybody that I am personally gonna make this velodrome happen. I don't care what I have to go through to get through that, but I will make this velodrome happen. No one in Bermuda believes that it could happen. They just don't have the faith. There are people who have been trying. They've been trying, sort of barking up the wrong path, but the path of least resistance is the way, and that's what we're gonna do. So the path of least resistance is, to live like I'm living and just sort of relax a little bit, relax into it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Anyway, honestly, I said this already. Like, make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And let's get our backsides out of here. I need some crackers, some cheese and crackers, some cream crackers. I have some cheese and cream crackers. Anyway, see ya. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. It's free. Peace.